This story is currently making headline, and let's talk about it. Mass inhumanity to man. A marriage of 16 years that produced 4 children, 16, 12, 8, and 5 years. And when they conducted DNA on these children, not even one belonged to the husband. This is the story of Tella Oluwatoyin Oyeronke Arike that got married to Mr. Kola Opetumodu, who is a 44-year-old man, and they had 4 children during this marriage. But all these years, they were having misunderstanding based on the promiscuity of the wife. The wife was never faithful. And it got to the point that even Kola's family members despised Tony, the wife. But because Kola loved the wife so much, he stuck to the wife against the family. But all this while they were having misunderstanding, there was something that was coming to the mind of Kola, that even if this marriage did not work, he had his children to look up to. But in 2022, that was when Tony was building a small house. And anytime there was a misunderstanding between them, it was going to lead to a point where she was going to tell the husband that just give me a little time and everything will be over. And in 2022, they actually had a misunderstanding that led to the point that Tony moved out of the house and moved in with a man that abandoned his family with 5 children. And what happened? The character of the first child was something that Mr. Kola could not comprehend because it was actually giving him concern. And that was the point where he took the first child for a DNA test. And this DNA came back 0%, which proved that Mr. Kola was not the biological father of this child. And he quickly grabbed this girl straight to where his wife was living with another man and handed this girl over. And you might be thinking the wife was going to deny or, try to save her face. No, she quickly grabbed her phone and called the supposedly father of this girl, one Mr. Segun Sonwe, and said, "Your child has been brought back. Come and take the child." And she quickly picked the child all the way from Ikire to Oshogo and handed her over to Mr. Segun. But Kola was still not comfortable because he felt that if my first child could not belong to me, what gives me the assurance that the remaining 3 children are mine? And that was the point where he conducted DNA on these 3 children, which came back 0%. He never fathered any child with the wife. And Kola became confused. How would this woman be this heartless that lived with him for 16 years? And he was the person that trained all these children. And it turned out that he had no child from this woman. And this made him to approach a radio station where Tony was called to give her own version of the story. Initially, Tony denied that he didn't know that the first child did not belong to Kola. In her own way, she said that then when they were dating, that she knew she was dating 2 people. And at the time that this first child was brought back to her, her mind quickly went straight to the other person she was dating. And what about the remaining 3 children? What happened? Was your husband impotent or your husband was infertile? She said, in her own words, "I don't believe this DNA. I was not there when this DNA was conducted. So I know how I got pregnant. I know when I gave birth to my children. How would they say that Kola is not the biological father of these children?" And that was the point where her sister was called because there was accusation and counter-accusation from her sister. It was the sister that said a lot of things and blamed Oluwatoyin as the first child of Mama Tella. How could you look your husband in the face for 16 years? This man had been training a child or children that belongs to another person, because it's as if the DNA is actually proving that the 4 children belongs to Mr. Segun. And when Segun received the first child, he quickly updated his Facebook status and said The child of a lion does not lie outside, which proved that Segun was even aware that his daughter or his children were with Mr. Kola, a novice that trained another man's children for 16 years, and now Kola is asking for justice. It is injustice against him. Tony has brought disgrace to her family, according to her sister. She has brought disgrace to the family of the husband, Kola. She has even brought disgrace to the current man she's married now, because they have dragged themselves to the Alaafin of Ikire. The wife of the man has been asking Tony to leave her husband for her. How can a woman be so callous? How can a woman be so heartless? Not even to pity your husband, to give your husband one child. Where does Kola start from? Kola is 44 years old, that believed in his mind he had gotten 4 grown-up children, unknown to him that he's an Aaron on empty hand. If a woman can have the heart, a choir member in the church can have a heart to have 4 children for her boyfriend while living with her husband in the home, this person is capable of killing the husband. Men, this is the time you all have to stand up. Go and conduct DNA on your children. It is now glaring that some women don't have hearts. They just think that they can just manipulate a man and stay with a man as a wife and be having children for another man they feel that they love. This is wickedness. Man inhumanity to man. And I love the presenter of the radio. He said something that since she's denying the DNA of the remaining 3 children, they are going to conduct another DNA themselves. And if it turns out negative for Kola, she will be charged to court. She should be brought to book, because this is wickedness. She knew she was pregnant for Segun, and she had a white wedding in the church. She knew she was pregnant for Segun, and she deceived Kola into marrying her, to the point that even when the first child was about 3 months old, she was still carrying that child to Segun. So all what she denied in this radio station was just to save her face. We are trying to let men know that your child, especially your first child, might not be your child. Can you stand up today and go and conduct a DNA so you don't have surprises like this 44-year-old Mr. Kola Ipetumodu, who is now between the devil and the deep blue sea? He doesn't know where to go. At 44, where does Kola start from? Women, my species, we can do better. We should stop all this hide and seek you do with your husband, because it boils down to your children, especially when you have male children. I don't know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And do not forget to like, share, and follow.